Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is your girl EJ Christie. So today we'll be making this cargo pant. This is a well detailed video. You can see the back. It's not a cargo pant that you wear. It will be a low waist or you can't wear it to enter bike. This is a well detailed video on how to make a perfect cargo pant. So stay tuned with us if you want to see this video. And if this is your first time of coming across my channel, please smash that red subscription button below, subscribe, like and share with your family and friends. So we'll start with our measurement. First of all, you fold your fabric into two. As you guys can see, I folded mine into two. How to know the ratio? What you'll be getting is your hip circumference divided by 2. You can add in 4 inches, 5 inches to it. So the hip circumference I'm working with here is 48, but I'll be adding in extra 4 inches to it, making it 52. So the hip circumference we're working with now is hip 52. So we start now from taking our measurement. So the first measurement we are taking is our crotch line, which I'm going up. If you guys can see, I did not start, I went up by 1.5 inch. So because it's going to be having a band, and the band is a 2 inches band, so I'm going up by 1.5 inches. The 1.5 then is for the band, the remaining half inch is for the joining. So yes, that's what I did here. You just have to form a block with it. You measure your 13 inches, because what we're working with is hip 52. So you measure your head 13 inches round. Just use it and form a block. Yes. So the next thing for us to do is for you to get your crotch extension, all you have to do is divide your hip measurement by 20. Yes, to get your front crotch extension, in case you don't have the crotch extension of the person you are working with. Okay, so divide your hip measurement by 20, and then for our hip line is 9. From hip, let me say from hip 40, 59 is okay, but if you're working with smaller size like 30, you can use length 8 is also okay. So I have to rule out my hip line, because our curve is actually going to start from the hip line. Yes, to curve your crotch extension, you're starting from your hip line. You can use your curve if you're not good to go with your hand, but this is something I do almost every day, so I'm good to go with the hand curving. But I'll still show you guys the curve so that you still know that we are getting the same thing. If you are going with your curve, all you have to do is to place it from your hip to where your crotch extension is and curve it out. Okay, so the next thing is for me to take the full length. I'm actually working with the whole length of the clothes. The length is 45 inches. Yes, it's not even up to 45, let me say 44.5 inches. So yeah, but you just work with your own full length, and the nail measurement that I was working with is 25. So you can measure the nail measurements you're working with. But if you can't, I'll show you another way of calculating the nail measurement. If you don't have the nail measurements of your client, you can just divide from, you measure from your crotch line down to your length, then divide it by 2 and come up by 1.5 inches. This is to get your nail line if you don't have the nail line that you're working with. So now I just have to measure out what I have in my crotch line, yes, and place it in my nail line. It's not a straight something, we're not making a palazzo here, so I'll be shaping it in. You guys can see, I don't know, I think the camera is not that bright, but I'll explain. I just removed 1.5 inch from it. So feel free to remove anything you want to remove, depending on how free you want your combat to be. I removed 1.5, and you guys saw the combat in the beginning of this video. So it's okay for you, just remove 1.5. But if it is not okay for you, you can do 2. At times I do 2 as well. So depending on what I want to get and the clients that I'm working with, 2 is okay, 1.5 is okay, but at most 2.5, because it's not a pencil something that you're doing. So 2.5 at most. So now I removed 1.5 from this side and 1.5 from the other side. So the same thing you did here, this side is what you're going to do to the other side. I'm moving 1.5 and use your straight ruler to join it from your knee line to your down is straight line. So you removed 1.5 in your knee line, you're removing 1.5 also in your full length line. Okay, I hope you guys understand, but if you don't, feel free to ask your question. Your baby girl is here to answer to your question. So I am sorry the video is not showing clearly, but all I did here was just to use my curve and curve it out. We are not shaping the waist because this is a free cargo pants and it's going to have elastic, so we are not adding in zipper, so we're not going to be shaping the waist. All you have to do is to cut it out now. Very simple. So cut out your cargo part is, and then you use the front to cut out the back. So the back is where we're going to be showing you some techniques on how to get a perfect, like you get a perfect cargo part that is not going to be tight. You can wear it freely, that is not going to be tight for you to, if you want, even if you want to cross road or enter bike or anything. So yeah, okay, so I'll just cut it out and then we go over to the cutting of the back. The next video is going to be the sewing tutorial because I don't really want this video to be long, so I just want to make it short. The next one we are going to do the sewing. I'll show you the easiest way of sewing your pockets and every other thing, but first of all we are still in the cutting. And if you have watched to this extent, please subscribe, like and share, so you don't know who will be needing this video. So you just place the front side and then we cut out our back. The same thing, fold your fabric into two. How to know the measurement of what you'll be getting, add, let me say, extra 10 inches from what you have on the front folding. So that is just it. Now I'm adding material at the top of the back. Yes, this is because this material I'm using is short. Yes, I want to follow the pattern of the Ankara print, so I don't want to place it the other way around. But if you're using a material that is long, you don't need to add this. All you have to do is let your back be longer by 2 inches from your front. Yes, the back at the waist, not at the down parts, please. At the waist will be higher by 2 inches. Yes, that is going to help to carry your axe, like it's not when you sit down your bobs will be revealing or something like that. So that is the excess of the 2 inches. What I'm doing, I just added material there, like I pinned it down. I'm going to sew it when I'm sewing the back piece and measure out my 2 inches. So I'm cutting out the excess that I have here now. Yes, this is what is going to make it sit perfectly. Make sure you add 2 inches to the back. Okay, so now the next thing for us to do is just for us to start taking in our measurements. Okay, this is just me trying to explain why I added the 2 inches. Okay, so just rule out your lines, your crotch line, your waistline, your knee line and your full length. Okay, so now for your crotch, let me just say, for this pant we are making a free pant that we don't do the crotch letter, the crotch, when I say the crotch of the person you are working with. Yes, you are adding half inch to the front. What you have at the front, like when we divided the front crotch, we were getting 29 2.9. So that 2.9, you add another half inches to it, making it 3.4 for your back crotch extension. You are good to go. See, I've been working with this. I've worked with, in fact I've done over 200 cargo pants with this and it's coming out perfectly. So you can try it out and see how it works for you. But I will still show you another detailed video on how to calculate yours in case you are working with a client that will come for you for measurement and for fitting and all that. I'll show you how to calculate it to get her accurate measurement. That will be the next video that I'll be dropping on how to make a pant. This one is not going to be a cargo pant. So all you have to do, the same thing that we did at the front, you curve from your hip line. Now you guys, there's something that I did here, which is, first of all, I'm just pressing my curve so that you will see that it's the same thing that I'm getting. It's the same line. So if you're good to go with your free hand, do your free hand. If you're not good to go, use your curve. So you're going to slant. I slant this line to my waistline. I didn't take the line straight because I've seen so many people doing their trouser. In your cargo pants, if you take the line straight, it might probably work for you. But if you are doing a trouser with measurements that you're going to put zip and you want to get the accurate waist measurement and you take it straight, it's going to puff at the back. So you will be slanting it. The waist measurement will be the same thing with the front waist measurement. That is just what I want to correct here. All I have to do is to add in 2 inches by the side, add in your 2 inches for your sewing allowance. We don't add any sewing allowance to the front, so the 2 inches is like half inch round. So add in 2 inches for your sewing allowance. The 2 inches is only at the center back, like the center back. That's where you're adding the 2 inches. By the side, the length, everything is the same. You're just covering it the same way. So this is me trying just to explain the line. The line it has to be like a V line, just to meet your waistline. So now for us to curve the back waistline, this, you guys can see how I'm doing it. You are shaping it to meet the front. So from the center back, that is where our 2 inches is coming. From the center back, we shape it to meet the front waistline by the side. From the center back, you shape it to meet the front waistline by the side. So just shape it like that. By the side, you're not doing anything, you're just cutting it the same way with the front measurement. So once you're done, all you have to do is to cut out your outfit. Now you guys are going to see how it will look like when we are done cutting. So let's cut it out and you will see the outcome, how it looks like. Okay, so feel free to subscribe to my channel. Subscription is free, guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video so that YouTube can promote the video. Yes, when you like the video, it will help YouTube to promote, to know that people like the video. So like, share with your family and friends. Okay, so this is what we have now. I hope you guys can see it clearly. Let me shift the material. So this is what we have now. If you can watch this, the waistline here is the same thing. The waistline by the side must be the same because they are joining the two sides together. So you won't leave the 2 inches like that. The 2 inches is only at the center. If not, you cannot be able to join it. So the waistline for the front and the back will be the same equal length. So it's like you're just doing a triangular shape there. Okay, I hope you understand. But if you don't, ask a question in the comment section and I will attend to it. So this is me just trying to bring out the fitting, make it look perfect. So I'm just cutting out here by half-inch. This half-inch is just to avoid that front purge. Like, some people, their cargo used to puff out here. So this is just what I'm doing to avoid it. Let's take out half-inch, and that is all for the cutting of this cargo pants. The next thing for us to do is to move over for the sewing.